Hi Tim Crown, welcome to my channel. How you guys doing? Well, here I was, planning on what to do next or what to post next on my channel when I got like 4 to 5 messages asking me to react to this. Okay, now what is it all about? It's about Dakolo's wife coming out to say that Pastor Fatoyinbo, okay, of COZA, raped her years ago, when she was like 16. Okay, so she came out, made the shocking revelation, and everybody was astonished by that. Now, it didn't really come as a surprise to some people because we've heard stories about this certain man, or allegations, let me put it that way, okay, about this man, all right, out there by several ladies. Now, you that you're watching, you might not have seen such stories. The prominent one was S.A. Walters. Okay, that's the only one I guess you must have seen. But as a blogger, I have seen like several stories about, or ladies coming out to share their stories about this man. But because some of them have no voice and some of them are not popular or not, so something like that, and that's why nobody heard about it or anything. Now, these are just allegations, okay? These are not facts, but they are allegations, okay? Some allegations at the end of the day turns out to be fact. I just want to let you guys know. Now, for some of you that are confused, because some people were like, you know what, why don't you talk about this? All right, so I just have to scrap whatever I'm supposed to talk about today and just quickly talk about this, okay? Dakolo, you guys recall that Dakolo came out like a few months ago, I think a month ago or something, calling out this man on social media that he sleeps with, his church member, or raped the church member, young girls in their teens and all that. Some of them had abortions and all that. All right. So the most recent interview was with Y Ninja. This guy Chude is the interviewer, okay, on Y Ninja. It was uploaded on YouTube recently. Some of you must have seen it, and I don't know, not everybody have seen it anyways. So after getting the message, I decided to, just quickly put some things together and see what I can do, and also react to this. Now, I knew it was going to come to this. All right, I'm not surprised. I knew it was going to come to this. Like I said, Dakolo came out a few months ago to calling out his pastor. I knew it was about the wife because I've heard that the wife was once a member of that church. So I knew she has a story. I knew she has been through something, which in my mind, I was like, I think she's, part of those people who allege that this man raped them. Because, yeah, she's once a member, and now the husband, is calling out the pastor, saying this pastor raped her. So it was I wasn't surprised at all. But Dakolo coming out saying whatever is, is information, or whatever he's saying holds no water, because he is not the one who it actually affected. It was the wife that, went through that phase. So I was like, Dakolo, when you're ready, you tell your wife to come up. Okay, that's why I didn't really pay attention to that, because I know that it was going to move to this, so I'm not kind of surprised. Some bloggers, knows a lot of things, but because they don't want to seem as a fool, because as a blogger, if you're reporting something, you need evidence, or you need to hold on to something, before you can say anything. That's why I'm reacting to this, because the person involved, which is the wife, has come out to give her own part of the story. You guys recall I've said it here that what do you think about the allegations against pastors? What do you think? Do you think these pastors needs to come out to clear the air about these allegations or not? And most of you said he doesn't need to come out to clear the air, and these are just mere allegations and all that. For some of you that don't know, the first time it was S.A. Walters, now it is Dakolo's wife. I'm talking about the popular one, but as a blogger on the ground, we know a lot of these allegations, even before this one. And now the S.A. Walters story was in 2013. I think it's been 7 years And after that, I think after the incident, a year or a few months later, Essie Waters got married. But yeah, they finally called it quits, herself and her husband, in 2018. But that's not what we are here for. Okay, we're here to talk about Timmy Dakolo's wife and our story, or our experience with this man. Fatoyinbo. Okay, the reason why I think this lady come out to give her own part of the story or give details about of what happened was because a lady came out or somebody came out then to attack Timmy Dakolo, said the wife sleeps with pastors and even called her names. Okay, I think this was what pushed her to open up, okay, and clear the air. In her statements, for some of you, I will just quickly see if I can summarize it because it's very, very long, almost an hour video, okay, and some of the messages I got was like, just summarize this video so we can just, know what happened. But let me quickly say about Essie Water, okay, like I said, in 2013, Essie Water revealed, okay, that Pastor Fatoyinbo, the founder of COZA, told her that he would show him a new level of grace that no pastor talks about. In other words, he's under, a grace, okay, that nobody can explain. Just note that, put that in your head because I would need that in the future. Now, after 6 years of Essie Water's story, Timmy Dakolo's wife, Busola, is coming out to let us know that the pastor is a serial rapist and he raped her twice.
When I come down, it was like 6:30 to 7. It was pretty early.
Right.
I was still in my nightwear. I was wearing a gown, my nightwear. And I heard the knock. Who is that? Pastor Biodo. I was first of all like, I couldn't say anything, like, what's this time? So early? But immediately I just opened the door. It just pushed me. He didn't say anything. He didn't utter any word. He just pushed me to one of the chairs in my living room, and I saw him like he was removing his belt. So I was like, what? He just said, keep quiet, do what I want you to do, and you'll be fine. So at this point, really, a whole lot was just going on in my head, because it was more like someone that had put up here that I felt was really, really concerned about me. I had already felt him in the place of like a father that could speak to me, guide me.
In the interview, she explained her experience with Fatoyinbo before the birth of his popular Abuja church. They were still growing then, okay, that was when she got to know or to meet this man, and this was years ago, okay, before she finished I think before or after she finished her secondary school, and she was still a teenager at that time. Pastor Fatoyinbo wasn't married then, but he was engaged. She said that the pastor noticed her after she introduced herself in the club. Like, it was more like, a club where Christians gather. That it was her sister that convinced her to come to the church. She later became a full-time member, even after the name has been changed to COZA, Commonwealth of Zion Assembly. Okay, and the name of the church was Divine Delight Club. Okay, now she was part of the choir. Then the church was in Illinois. Okay, she was part of the choir. She said the pastor would even visit her at home, and even her mom knew him. Okay, she said one day he came to pick her up at home, told her they needs to go to get something, and in the car he told her that he wants to be a spiritual father, and he even advised her. Okay, now the rape part. Okay, the part where she said this man raped her. Now Busola said on a particular day this man visited her early in the morning between 6 to 7 a.m. This time nobody was at home except herself and the elder sister. Her mom had traveled with her younger sister, and their home is a duplex, like very, very big. No one was upstairs. No, the sister was upstairs. It was only the sister that was sleeping upstairs. The other sister went out, okay, stayed outside overnight, and when she opened the door for this man came to knock because he's been visiting, so he knows that nobody's at home. So she was even shocked when she opened the door, saw this man, and immediately she opened the door. Okay, this man pushed her. She said immediately you open the door downstairs, okay, it leads to their living room, and he said this man pushed her to the chair and forced her. Okay, in other words, have sex with her, forced her, and she was still a virgin, prior to that time, and that was how this man deflowered her, and there was blood on the floor, and this man went out to get a soft drink. All right, the soft drink, according to her, is Crest at that time, to get a soft drink, and gave her to drink. And he said, you should be happy I am the one that did this to you. Like she should be happy that a man of God deflowered her. That's the whole point.
He was there about to do something I did not believe, and then when I was just about to react, he just covered my mouth. And when he covered my mouth, it was just like, Busola, listen to me and you'll be fine. Just do what I want you to do. I didn't struggle. I just left him, and he brought out his pennies, and I was wearing a nice gown. I was wearing pants, pulled down my pants, and that was how he found difficulty to enter, but he just kept, I was like grunting, I would cry, I was just doing a whole lot of mixed feelings and all that, and he eventually penetrated, even blood dropped on the floor. And at that point, he finished what he wanted to do. He had an orgasm, and he zipped up. He left me there. I just sat on the floor, and he went out. So when he went out, all I saw was he came back and he brought Crest.
What is Crest? Toothpaste?
No, a drink then.
Mouthwash?
No, a drink.
Like a soft drink?
Yeah, like a soft drink.
Right.
It was Crest. It had green contents.
Right. I do remember. I think I remember Crest.
Yeah,
yes.
So it was already opened.
Right.
He had opened it and he just poured it in my mouth.
Why? I mean,
I don't know. So he poured it in my mouth, and I had to just be swallowing it as he was pouring, swallowing it. And he finished, and he was now tapping me like, you should be happy I'm the one that did this to you.
Okay.
So he left. But I should be happy. That is the one that did it to you. There is a man of God that did this to me.
You should be happy that the man of God
disvirgined me. Sort of. See you.
And I'm saying, like, you deprive a lady of her virginity, and all you could say is be happy that it is a man of God that did this to you. But note, these are just allegations, all right? And I want you to also know that he was married at this point, okay, to another woman already, and Busola was still a teenager, and it happened on a Monday morning.
Pastor Fatoyinbo, and he was a pastor at this time.
Yes.
He has set up this church called COZA in Ilorin.
Yes, he was married. The wife had given birth.
Oh, and he had the child.
Yes, the wife had given birth to Shindara then. So it just felt like I had lost every single thing. Everything that I had hoped for was all gone. My dignity, I felt it was all gone. My sisters would call me aside because they knew I was a virgin, and they would say, oh, Busola, keep yourself, oh, don't answer people, we so believe in you. It was more like I was the flower of the family, like that precious.
Yeah.
And she said that at that point, all she saw in front of her was a cult member, that this pastor was a cultist before he became Christian, before he repented. So all she was seeing in front of her was a cultist. So she said why all this was happening, her sister was fast asleep upstairs, and the other one, like I said, spent the night outside. Now, another thing, you might also be wondering as well, I think the reason why, okay, he gave her the soft drink immediately was to prevent her from being pregnant, okay, according to what I've heard, okay. Some people believe that if you drink much water or liquid after sex, it will help you flush away the sperm. That's some people. Now, disclaimer here, I do not believe in this, and I do not advise anybody to believe it as well. Okay, now back to the story. Remember, as Walter said, Pastor Fatoyinbo had told her that he would teach, her some level of grace. Same thing happened to Timi Dakolo's wife. Okay, she said that she went to the church after a week with her sister, since she's still in shock and trying to pretend she's fine. Pastor Fatoyinbo took the pulpit to preach about grace on that day, how you do something bad and God will still forgive you. Okay,
No.
Oh, this was days after.
Yeah, days after, but that same week. That
So
same
you'd
week.
been raped by Biodun. He'd gone. You hadn't shared this with anybody. You were still
Yeah.
dealing with the fact that as a young Christian girl,
Yeah.
for whom virginity was a big deal, you just
Yeah.
felt that somebody had taken something very important to you.
Yeah.
You'd not found the words to tell your sisters yet, but you had to follow them back to his church.
Yeah.
Right.
So I went for the midweek service. That was like the worst
Did he preach on that
sermon.
day?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And it was about grace.
It was about grace.
Grace, the grace of God. Like no matter what you do, the grace of God has covered all your sins. Like God doesn't even see any of your sins. So I was there trying to understand what is this all about? What is this? In short, that day I just attended church because I had to attend.
now after the service, someone walked up to her, okay, to tell her that the pastor's wife wants her to come over to help her out, because she just gave birth. Okay, and she explained how she felt disappointed and scared, and since she's a teenager, she couldn't think straight. She's still a minor. She couldn't think straight, and her sisters had encouraged her to go help the pastor's wife at home.
My sisters. And after service, a brother came up to me, one of the protocols, and then he said, Pastor Modeli wants me to come and help at their house.
Who is Pastor Modeli?
That's his wife.
That's Biodun's wife.
Yes.
Biodun's wife asked you on the week that this happened to come to the house.
Yes, told someone to come and tell me that she would want me to come and help because she has a baby.
Right.
To come and help at home.
Has she ever asked for this before?
No. None of my siblings had gone to their place to help.
Right. So randomly.
So immediately, really,
Yeah.
I turned to my sister. I was like, sis, I don't understand. I said, am I Omodo? Omodo in Yoruba is domestic help
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
What is all this? That was when she now said, that is not a new thing, that church members go to help her.
Right, okay. Well, some people are not familiar, so I'm going to ask a very stupid question.
Yeah, you can.
This man just raped you. Why in God's name did you go back to his house?
Nobody knew.
Yes, but you knew.
I knew.
Yes.
But I was totally afraid. I was a teenager. It's not like my dad was available that I would feel, and I didn't even have that kind of relationship with my dad, that I would feel, oh, daddy, this thing. I didn't feel like somebody was responsible for me. In short, it was more like him that I felt was responsible for me.
You.
Like I was beginning to see him that, oh, see the person that is being there for me. So it was more like my hopes were just shattered.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. So when you came into the house with both of them, he found a way to corner you and
yes,
say
and
that
he
you will
said, sleep in the guest
room.
room, and I'll come and meet you there.
Right. Okay.
So it was just, let her sleep. I said no. He walked away again. I made sure I just carried Shindara. Like, she was a baby, really little baby then. So then she now said, okay, Busola, just help me. Let's lay the bed, everything. As we're about to sleep again, he came in again.
As well as sleep in his wife's room?
Yes.
In the master bedroom?
In the master bedroom. Came in again and said, Busola, he was just pacing the floor.
Pacing around.
Yes, like, he came again. You should go and sleep. You should go and sleep. had to just look at Pastor Dele. I just looked at this. I said, please, I really need to sleep with you on the same bed. At that point, Pastor Modele now said, Biodun, please leave her. She wants to stay here.
Right, okay.
Right. So immediately she said that, he went away.
Right, okay. Right.
And that's how she slept, I slept. Then I stood up and I locked the door, the room door. Right. And that's how then I woke up in the morning and Emmy cleaned the house normally. He was already in the living room with Bible on his laps.
And what?
With Bible on his laps. Yeah.
Right.
And then he looked up. I greeted him. He looked up. He looked down. Then he came to meet me. He said, nobody ignore. There was no time for me to go home. I told Pastor Dele, I said, I want to be going home now. Then he came into the picture. He said, I'm going out. Picture. Yes.
Peter said, when he heard that you wanted to go.
Yes.
Okay.
He said, I'm going out. I'll drop you off on the way.
So this lady, the next day, she was about to leave, and this man said, you know what, I can pick you, I can drop you off, to where you're gonna take taxi. And on their way, there was also a member in the car, and they dropped this member off, along the way, and he was alone with this little girl, and he made a detour, like it took another route, and she was like, Pastor, why did you take another route? I mean, we are supposed to be going to where I'm going to take a bus. And he was just laughing. According to her, he said he later parked the car at an area, at Songo. She said then Songo was still bushy, at an area there was nobody on the road, and he brought her out of the car, bend her over and rape her all over again and do it again. That was twice. And when they were back in the car, she said he started saying something sweet, using sweet words like I like you, I love you, and all that. He later dropped her off, and she said she was still scared to tell her sisters because the pastor is always acting nice to the family, visit the family most of the time. And she said her dad is hardly around or available for her, to share a story with him. The second time this happened was when she promised herself never to, go back to the church again or be with this man alone again. Now she said her sister had a dream, then herself and this man. What happened? Okay, dream about everything that happened, and the sister confronted her, and that was when she, told her sister the story. They told her brother was in Unilorin, and her brother came over to attack the pastor with a knife, but the pastor came out quickly to beg him, to forgive him. That's the devil's doing. And she said that there was a pastor there. This pastor is the head, is the head of the pastor in Port Harcourt right now, but then he was still a minister. His name is Pastor Wally. They came out, and Pastor Wally was aware of it, and they apologized, and they came over to their house and all that. And after 2 weeks, she started going back to the church, and I was like, why would you go back to the church again after 2 weeks? But she later said in the video that they came visiting, going and coming, convincing them that what if you leave the church, what will people think, happened and all that. And now this was how she left the church. She said there was someone that asked her out, in the church, Pastor Fatoyinbo's church, who turns out to be Pastor Fatoyinbo's cousin. And during their relationship, she opened up to this guy that this is what happened to me, this is what happened. The guy was so furious. The guy walked up to Pastor Fatoyinbo, comforting him with the whole story, and somehow Pastor Fatoyinbo told him not to mingle or stay close to this lady again, and that's how they ended the relationship. She said that the scar Pastor Fatoyinbo left on her made her hate men. Her relationship with other men became harsh. She saw men as nothing, according to her. She said even before S.A. Waters while they were still in Ilorin, there's been a lot of stories about this man sleeping with underage girls. And now, truly, the interviewer said to me that Dakolo even showed him some messages from the victims after he called out the pastor online. Some said they have had abortions, okay, for this pastor, okay. And she said the reason her husband continued to speak was because of the report that this man, Pastor Biodun, is unrepentant and is a serial rapist, and he would continue to do it if nobody comes out to do that.
Right, because you came from his house.
Yes,
so it's the
we
road
never
to,
reached.
right.
It was just the road to another place.
Right.
Anybody that knew Songo then was just full of bushes here
Right.
and there. Houses were just beginning to be developed there. So he just parked and came out, pulled me, I told you, I wanted to do this to you in the house. You did not answer. And that's how he bent me over. He bent me over at the back of the car. At the back of the car, opened the door. Then later on, put me at the bonnet, like my hands like this. Then later on, even just held my hands like this at the back. Held my hands like this, like, I don't want to be cruel to you. Just answer me. Just give me what I want. So at that point, I didn't even do anything again. I just allowed him.
So he raped you again?
Yes. So he did it there. And came. Was more or less like a slave now. So he did it there. He ejaculated and he put me in the car and started saying sweet things like, oh, Busola, I think I love you. Saying things I didn't even say.
Now, so many celebrities have reacted to this. This was huge on social media. There was so many hate comments on this pastor's speech. Although the pastor came out to react to this, they gave there was a press release about it, you know, and yeah, he put that out and celebrities reacted to this. The COZA pastor was attacked by Uche Jumbo, Toyin Abraham, Banking W, other celebrities, okay, attacked this pastor online. Okay, now many Nigerians now believe that the sexual assault is usually carried out for ritual purposes. That is what they said. They said this man do this, you know, because yeah, is a ritualist. That's what some Nigerians are saying. And there's a member here, a businessman, who also came out publicly to support the pastor. Okay, he said to me that Dakolo wants to sell his records and also wants to trend, that the wife as well wants to trend. And you know, while she was in the choir, you know, in the church, that she used to sleep with or have sex with the choir master while she was there, and that she's just a baby mama with 2 kids before she married to me, Dakolo. Now this man released a statement, like I said before. He said he has never raped anyone, even as an unbeliever. There wasn't much details in this press release. Okay, there wasn't much details in the press release at all. And yeah, there was so many reactions to this, and also that the Freeze released a video saying this is just an allegation, okay, that it is not fact. That was what Daddy Freeze said.
A lot of you are jumping. Yes. I stand with Busola. I see all her pictures on a lot of people's profiles standing with her. Yes. It's good to support a woman who's in pain. However, let us be warned that what we saw in that interview are not facts. They are allegations. There's a difference between a fact and an allegation. And as wise people, as Christians, and as intellectuals, we must be able to differentiate between a fact and an allegation.
Bobrisky also reacted to this right online, and this lady Shade Ladipo.
So, your Gucci pastor, you see? soundtrack. First of all, I noticed that your Gucci pastor has blocked me. First, just to tell you that my trolling has reached him. I didn't know he had blocked me. It was today I said, let me check his stupid page. Animal is better than that people's Gucci pastor. Animal. Yes, he has a problem. Mental, physical, spiritual, whole body problem. He needs to be deleted from the world. Everybody's looking at me like I'm mad, but it's true. God will help all of you who are still following such a stupid man.
Well, guys, I would like to know your own opinion about this, but my own is, someone asked me, if you were the one, would you keep going to the church? No, I would stop going to the church a long time ago, but I'm not saying that these are facts, okay? What do you think? Would you keep going to the church if you were the one, if you're a member? Would you still keep going to the church, or what? Because this is a very serious allegation, and this is also delicate. It must be treated wisely. But again, do you think she's lying? Because there's comments out there that this lady is lying and whatever. But for me as a blogger, even before now, I have seen stories of other ladies, even before Essie Walters. Okay, I've seen stories about about this pastors, about this pastor. Okay, and again, why him? Why him? That's another question that a lot of people are asking. Why him? Why can't they accuse other pastors? Why are all these ladies accusing him? That's another thing. So guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Until we see you next time. Peace.